welcome to the Learning Pro Live. My name is Cath Ellis, and we've got another cracker here today. Another phenomenal guest, and we are going to be talking about DemoFest. So let me welcome Cara North.
Hey.
Hi, Cara.
Hey.
I was just
so glad
saying
to be
that
here.
we've got a cracker today. We're going to talk about DemoFest.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm really excited. This is a fun topic.
Yeah, and you know what? This year, I think is going to be really exciting. Virtual, means that so many people who've always dreamed of coming to DemoFest can obviously can now do it. Well, DemoFest, DevLearn. What am I talking about? It's late. It's early your time, late my time. Guys, if you're tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. Have you been to DevLearn before? Are you going to this year's? Are you thinking about applying for DemoFest? Now, we're going to brag now for a minute, right? Come on. We are DemoFest winners. Yay! Now, Cara, what did you win?
So 2019, a learning solution. So that was kind of like the spring conference of the Guild, best of show non-vendor DemoFest.
Mamma mia. So 2018, I won best onboarding. And then 2019. Yeah. Do you remember the night before that? We went out drinking.
Yes, I do remember that. Tao? I think we were at Tao. Was that where we went in Vegas? I'm trying to remember.
We went to the Venetian.
Yeah, I think it was called Tao.
With Tim Slade.
Yeah.
And Roberta Dombrowski.
Yeah,
and Jacqueline, wasn't it? Wasn't Jacqueline as well there? I
don't remember if Jacqueline was with us or not.
Anyway, it was hectic. And oh my God, my head the following morning. Tom, he's tuned in. He says, not this year, but who knows, maybe next year. Well done to you both, though. All well-deserved awards. Tom, you should get on it, man. Go to DDX. It's going to be really, really good. Well, glad you're tuning in anyway. Guys, I know there's loads of people tuning in here. Let us know. Have you been to DemoFest before, or DevLearn? So, or learning solutions, I should say, as well. So I thought this would be interesting, Cara, is talking from the perspective of people who've maybe never been involved in it and are a bit like, what can I do? Should I do it? No, my stuff isn't good enough. Or, these are things that kind of run through your mind, isn't it? And of course, we can't predict what the format's going to be this year because, well, we kind of will. And I'll bring up the page, that's explaining how it's going to be done. Casper says, I've always wanted to go there, really considering it. Well, it's virtual, so there's nothing stopping you, Casper. Get on it. It's going to be fun. Emma, I haven't been to DevLearn before. Very excited to attend the virtual event this year. Cool. And Joe says, morning from Texas. Lovely prizes. Never been to DemoFest before. Well, Joe, we're going to talk to you a little bit about our experiences. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. So I'm going to tell you, Cara, I actually saw, when was it? 2017? Yeah, 2017. I went to DevLearn for the first time and saw Tim Slade. And I knew Tim Slade. But I didn't, I kind of knew of him, but I didn't know him to talk to. And I felt like a pleb, like I felt like he was a rock star, and I went up and watched him and I was recording it and everything, and he did a great demo of, it was something for GoDaddy and it was using he'd used Character Animator and there was a chat with him and they were showing how to track, they did the tracking of voice and to the character and everything. I thought it was phenomenal. But I went home and I downloaded it and I recreated my own. But it was really interesting going around and just seeing the variety. And I thought, how fantastic. I've never seen a format like this before. And yeah, that was really it that got me thinking about what I could, why I would do it. Did you go to a Learning Solutions or a DevLearn before?
Nope. I went right into it. So it's always kind of been a dream of mine to present at a guild event. And so when I got accepted to speak at Learning Solutions last year, I thought, you know what? I mean, I might as well go for the gold. I might as well just dive right in. And I had watched some of the best of. So if you're not familiar,
Yeah,
after the demo fest, then they usually like a month or so after showcase the people who won the awards so you can see
yeah,
bits and pieces. And I thought, you know what, if nothing else, at least I can get some maybe really good feedback on this fun little thing that I co-created with someone that I worked with. At least we'll get some good feedback, but I
yeah.
did not expect for that to happen to me. So
So the format that, oh, Mark's here. Hi, Mark.
yay.
Yay! We're talking about, well, you know what we're talking about. We're going, how's this gonna be? And you know what, Mark, if you want to jump on the call, let us know, and I'll send you a link, and you can jump on and you can chat about it if you want. We're just talking about our experiences. So yeah, yeah, so probably similar to me, just jumping into it. I've got lots of comments here. I'm sorry, I've just got to acknowledge some of these guys.
Come
Mark's
on.
saying, "Oh no, my hair's a mess, mate. What are you on about? My hair's a mess. You've got no hair. What are you talking about?" It's too early. So yeah, uh, it's going to be really, really interesting, the format this time. But we'll talk a little bit about kind of how we went around preparing the form and choosing the right thing. So you went the non-vendor route
Correct.
and I did a vendor route. So my first one was an induction that I did, built it in Adapt. It's about a 20-minute course. And if memory serves, you go online. Let me just share my screen and we can show people where they're going to need to go to this year. Okay, so here's the DevLearn DemoFest page, and it's got a little blurb about it. We'll go through that. But down here is the submit proposal. So let's have a look here. It's probably going to be the same, isn't it? Yeah. So you'll go through the form, and it's really self-explanatory. So, are you a registered? So you're going to have to be obviously going to the conference to do this, guys, right? Have you ever presented before? Let's just go through it. So yes, I'm a conference registrant. We're both talking. You're talking this year, aren't you, Cara?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've been in the past, yes. We'll go down the vendor, or we'll explain the vendor and the non-vendor. So they're saying a non-vendor, so it was built by a person who works for a company that does not provide e-learning or mobile learning training products, services, or consultation. So this is you working internally for a company, okay? And it says here you could work for the government, military, academic, not-for-profit, internal corporate training department, okay? So then the vendor, so for me, I was working as a vendor with a client. A project was built by a person who works for a company that provides e-learning, custom solutions, or consultation as the main source of revenue for the company. This type includes individuals who providing consulting services. Yeah. So I don't actually even remember if I was a vendor for one or not, because one of them I was a vendor, and then the other one I worked for the company. So let's just say we go down the non-vendor. So now it's going to ask you a little bit about your solution, right? So provide a short descriptive title, and then it will say, so it's not a lot, like,
No.
and so I don't want you guys to get all like, oh no, I don't have time, I don't have time to present this stuff. Honestly, doesn't take a lot, but it has to be pretty catchy. So Mark will be one of the ones who'll be reviewing all of these applications. So it wants to be something that will stand out, and it will ask you what it's supposed to be, which category it falls within, and then what tools you used, and then it'll ask you for a download link. So I just put a link through to the course. What did you do?
Same. Yeah, same. And
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing to your point about filling out the form, Cath, if you've already finished the project, you probably already have this laying around anyway. So you just need to kind of massage it and maybe wordsmith it a little bit. But filling out the form was not the intimidating part. It was when I got the email that, yeah, we'd like for you to be part of DemoFest. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I know. I felt that way too. It was like, oh my God. So they kind of give you a little bit of a blurb as well, and they give you an idea. You can do a little video if you want to. And so actually, no, they didn't have a video last year. So maybe this is just for this year. Did you do a video last year?
No, I
No.
think I just shared the link to the learning experience.
Yeah. So, but this, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how it's formatted. So it's saying here, you'll need to submit a short pre-recorded demonstration video of your project. This video will be the demo of your project. DemoFest attendees will watch. Okay. So that's interesting. So the 7 minutes that we did last time in the big open room, they're now getting you to record it. That means you can get it perfect.
Yes.
It was really hard doing it live.
So hard. I remember last year at DevLearn, I mean, I tried to come by your table to see your thing, and you just always had like a crowd. And at Learning Solutions, where we had our table, we were near a bar. And so we were a little strategic because people were waiting in line with their drink tickets. And so we actually had the experience up on iPads. And as people were standing in line, we were kind of going down the line, like showing them, because I don't even think we've talked about voting and stuff yet, but
No.
it's a wild experience.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, guys, I tried to bring up some pictures. So Mark's saying here, it's new. Yes, submitters must provide 4 to 6 minute. It's you discussing and walking through your demo like you do live. Yeah. Well, I think that's even better. Like, that's pretty good because you can get it absolutely like perfect, because it's hard doing it live. People interrupt you, people walk away. Like, it's really a sales pitch. I
Right.
felt like I couldn't talk at the end of Demo Fest, because I was like, come on, guys, come and watch, So I think this is a great opportunity. And looking at the format, so I don't think there's very much to the form after this.
I
Yeah.
was going to say it might not let you go further.
No. So what it looks like it's doing this time is they're doing it after hours. Okay. So it'll be shared via short pre-recorded demonstration. Attendees will be able to enter the virtual room, watch the demo on demand. People who built the project will be present in the virtual room to answer questions.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. And it's going to be all through all through the duration of the session. So I did an induction and I did a compliance piece. What did you do, Cara?
So I was actually in the academic category when I did it, and then mine was an assessment game.
Cool. So from my experience, kind of looking around DemoFest the last few years, it's been a whole variety of types. So, I mean, guys, you're being very quiet here. So let me know if you've got any questions, about it. If you've got any ideas of things that you could do. The key thing is that it needs to be something that has been used in a business. It can't just be an idea. So if you're thinking about building a glide app for it, that's not going to work. You need to actually have something that, and I say glide apps, just an example, it needs to be something that you've done that's been implemented into a business, because you're going to need to talk about how it was rolled out, what was the results of the organization. So it's not just aesthetically how it works. There's a lot of things that I'm sure you went through, Cara, but I certainly focused on being very transparent with my process. It's a learning opportunity, right? For people to take some ideas away from them. What would you say, Cara?
Yeah, I think the hardest thing was just knowing what to expect because, again, this was my very first guild event. I had watched kind of the winners in the past, but advice that I got was, have a sales pitch, like have your pitch ready. And I felt like a broken record to Cass point by the end of the night, all these people kind of coming over. So I was like, hey, like, we made this to help teachers write better assessment questions. Teachers in the United States are judged for better for worse on how well their students do on standardized tests. However, it's missing in a lot of teacher programs formal assessment training. And we didn't think
Yeah,
that was fair. And that's why we created this game. So having kind of that all together really was just quick and easy. Plus, the way we set our table up is we had it was just a round table with 4 chairs. We had 4 devices, had it ready to go, and so that way 4 people could go through it on their own. Plus, we made a short link to where if people were just standing there waiting, hey, go to this go dot website here and you can look at it on your phone as we're talking through it. And I think
yeah,
that also helped us too.
yeah. So my mind's racing right now. We're thinking about how people can do this on their video, because I think the sky's the limit with what they could do, right? So not only can you get your pitch absolutely perfect, like it was so noisy last year doing the Fallout, nobody could hear the audio. So I think now you can absolutely immerse people in the experience and share so much more. I'll still be happy going back to the normal demo fest though, being able to walk around the room and see everything though. Um, so yeah, I think that there's loads of opportunity for people. So whether you've kind of done a compliance piece or you've done really anything learning wise, if someone's made a screensaver, if someone's made posters, what do you think?
Yeah, I want to say at Learning Solutions, someone had a card game that they made that they created. So I don't think that the modality is really an issue. It's more about, what did you build? How did it impact the organization that you built it for? But, I'd say like the downside of actually doing it live is you don't get to see everyone else's project because you are at your table the entire time selling it and showing
Yeah,
people. And so I don't think, again, we've talked about this, but basically how people win is popular vote. So it's almost
yeah,
like you're dealing with a jury of your peers in a way. And let me tell you, people will ask you those tough questions that you don't really anticipate and kind of catch you off guard. So really anticipating some of the questions I think is important. So Cath showed that she was in some different categories. I was in the academic category. So the way that it worked is, you voted for your favorite in each category, and then categories had winners, and then they also had best of show, which I'm still not sure if that was, majority vote. I don't know, Brits, if you're still here, I'd love to know that because I still am unsure how that works. But when the academic category came up and someone else won, I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's it. And so then like my friends came over, we're like, hey, where are we going to dinner, blah, blah, blah. And then like, I'm half listening to the other categories, starting to pack up. And then they're like, okay, now best of show non-vendor, Cara North multiple choice mayhem. And I'm like, and Christy Tucker or Jacqueline, someone pushed me to go up on stage. The picture with Bianca, I'm like smiling, holding it upside down. I was so nervous. I was just, I'm not kidding. Like I did not expect that at all. Like as soon as we didn't win an academic, I just moved on, I mentally. And then I was just like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually think that this will be great. I know that, well, your point before about being able to watch the recordings, the best of, I think that's a really good suggestion, actually. It's something I totally didn't think about. For those of you who, is it still available?
Yeah, it's open till the 30th. Mm-hmm.
No, I mean the
the best
recordings from last year, to kind of go back and look.
Maybe.
I'm gonna have a look. I'm pretty sure DemoFest best of recordings. I know that they did an online event. Here's 2018. Yeah, it's available for Learning Guild members.
Cool.
So if you go and you search on the Learning Guild, you should be able to log in and maybe watch some of last year's, and then that'll give you a really good idea. Yeah. Yeah. So it'll give you a really good idea of what they're looking for, because those were a really good, those were the summaries from the winners. So here you go, Mark saying, we're not looking for the best of the best. We're looking for real solutions that solve real world problems. Whiz bang not required. Yeah. So it's a really great opportunity for you guys. And I'm so proud of I put my badge in my signature, and I'm so proud of showcasing it that I was a winner from DemoFest.
Same. And it's so funny because, I love what Mark said about, not necessarily the best of the best. I look back at multiple choice mayhem and I see so many issues with it. And so now, like, I even posted just to promote this, but, even putting it out there, I even thought, wow, like I see issues with it. I hope like people don't think bad of me or something, but it really did a good job for what we intended it to do. So I think that's also very important. But yeah, it's so weird. I think we all kind of still battle that imposter syndrome, but being able to have other people recognize that this was a good solution, it meant the world to me. And I definitely think that one of these days in my retirement speech, right, I do think that I'll remember kind of that moment and what it meant to me and my confidence continue to grow as a learning professional.
Yeah. And the key thing that I'd say is be passionate, right? So when you're doing your recording, let them see how passionate you were about the solution, how you did your research, how you went around conceptualizing the idea, how you worked with the client, how you worked with designers, and be really, as much as you can, be transparent, because I think that is something that is missing. People share a lot of things and leave people scratching their heads going, oh, how did they do that? But DemoFest, I think, is an opportunity for you to be a little bit transparent and say, hey, did you know this is where I got these images from? Like, I was doing things with After Effects files. I was exporting components out of an After Effects file so I could treat the rest of my course. And to actually, every time I presented, it was a little bit different, Cara. So sometimes I'd go, let me show you this, or, you know, it just depended how the conversation went. And that's what I mean. You kind of had a limited amount of time before someone just walked away from you. But here you have that, you know, 5 to 7 minute pitch that you can get absolutely bob on and right, and just be prepared in the questions and answers that people are going to be, you know, intrigued. So if there's something that I'd say, could go into a little bit more, just say, I'll stop here and you can ask me about this in the question and answers, so that you can just continue in your recording.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and I love what you say about getting that pitch kind of perfect. I mean, I don't know how you felt, but I mean, that time for voting and everything, it flew by. Like, it was a blink of the eye and that hour was gone, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're already counting the votes." And even when
Yeah.
people they were still counting votes, people were still coming by wanting to see stuff, wanting to kind of engage with it. And, you know, I to that point, yeah, every pitch was a little bit different. And then when somebody walked away, I was like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you about this."
Yeah.
So I love that, you know, this is a virtual medium here, and you can really perfect that pitch. I do think that that really um, allows so much creativity in how you give the information, but then really, again, make sure everyone gets a consistent message. I just think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to do it this year. But I think if I was doing it, I'd be preparing. I'd be thinking about all the different points. I'd be trying to watch previous videos. And by no means, they're not perfect. These are just their ways of working through their content, but it will give you an idea. And then you can go away and you can think about what you want to cover, and just try doing a few recordings of yourself, you know? And if you use a tool like Loom, for example, you can record your screen, or you can have you on the screen with the desktop, and, you know, you can take people through your different tabs. That's what I did for DemoFest. I had like the Fallout open. I had um I'm pretty sure I had other things like my Trello board so that I could show them my process. I think I had the evaluation open. I had some tabs to where I sourced content from. So, yeah, these are kind of things that I did. What about you? What did you have on your screen?
I'm
Apart
giggling
from, of
because
course.
no, I'm giggling because again, of course, you have like all of your ducks in a row, right? So we just had the learning experience because the entire thing was about, depending on how quick you go through it, you can get through it in maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, it's a very quick little jolt, and so I do think that that was something that really played again to our advantage. We saw people around us that brought in like these big curved monitors, and they were really kind of intentional in the pieces we showed. We were able to have people go through our entire learning experience. And I do think that that helps. So if you obviously have something a little bit longer, I know that we're kind of an anomaly here, but I do think it's really important to highlight the pieces that you really want to showcase and really be intentional with what those are, and really help use them to tell the story of how you crafted this and everything. But gosh, Cath, I love the fact that you shared your Trello, your evaluation. No wonder people wouldn't leave your table. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me now. You're like giving them all the goods.
Well, I think that's what it comes down to, right? It's about sharing as much as you can, without giving all your secrets away. You know, it's a real, and I feel like, because DevLearn is the price point that it is right now, you know, compared to what it is to go there. I mean, especially for me to travel from Australia, it's, you know, a very expensive, it's a very, very expensive thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, we love going to like Palm Springs and all the the good stuff, and hanging out with you and so many other really great e-learning geeks. I'd say this is a great opportunity, right, for people around the world to experience this, because when I did the learning conference, that was the show component, that was really based on DemoFest, that we wanted something that could be voted by members of the public, that was very transparent, that, you know, we kind of, we love the model of DemoFest. So that's the reason that I wanted to do that. So yeah, I would definitely say to you guys, if you're interested in doing submitting, don't overthink it. Think about the projects that you've done over the year. Think about the impact that it's had, because you're going to have to talk about stuff, you know. So your assessment tool, it was a game, yeah. And we've
Yes.
seen card games, we've seen lots of different interactions. I'm trying to think of what different things I'm actually going to bring it up. Who were the winners? I know the game agency the last 2 years won best of show at DemoFest.
Yes, they
So
won
let's,
vendor for Learning Solution, the one I was at, is I think they made something about teaching kids how to play music or something, if I remember
right.
correctly.
Well, let's have a look here. Best of DemoFest. We'll see some of the different types of subjects that came through. I know that there is a list. No. Here it is. Okay, so let me share this. Okay, so there was using a digital escape room to build product knowledge. So this was mine, the Fallout. Academic, medical animations and interactive diagrams and storyline. That's cool. Interactive videos for sales relationship building. So there was onboarding, employee orientation, gamified multi-device onboarding program from Leo, using XAPI outside of LMS to analyze learning behaviors, using AR for manufacturing machine training and support. We had another escape room apps for onboarding. Using immersive learning to promote electronic vehicle use, engaging history through mobile AR. And then best of show was the game agency, eLearning mini games for building literacy skills. And then non-vendor was enterprise security mystery video series. So there's loads of things there. And I'll also say, I know that there is a lot in this one that are businesses, but individuals have won. Lots of individuals have won them. Like last year, I know didn't Ashley win one? And what's her name? I'm totally forgetting.
Well, I
But there's
know,
lots of individuals that have won over the years.
yeah, I was gonna say Jeff Batt, I know, won the academic category during Learning Solutions during my demo fest.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, Ashley, and I'm trying to think who the other person is. Anyway, don't be put off, you know, by big organizations, and it's not even part of it's not even the point of you know, you want to win, but just get involved. It's something different. It's a good little challenge, and it doesn't cost anything. I'm sorry, I've got dogs barking like crazy in the background. Just bear with me 1 minute, Cara. You just talk for a second.
No, it's fine. My cat has been running around too. So, yeah, and one thing too about DemoFest at DevLearn is, there are other categories as well. So, I don't know if you saw it, but if you're a student and you're watching this, you should submit something for DemoFest. You have your own category. So, why would you not want to go ahead and just submit something, get it out there? So, I really enjoyed my time at DemoFest, but it is really kind of difficult to get over kind of the thought of, oh my gosh, I got to present this, but you should do it. I'm very glad that I did. I wish that I probably would have thought about doing something like this sooner, but it was, something that just took some time. But the voting process is really fun too, because just people going through and you're like, huh, I wonder, like they asked me a really hard question. I wonder if they're still going to vote for me. That was kind of messed with your head a little bit, but all in all, it was fun. But I'm sad. Yeah, Angela, he he was the mobile bartender at Devler last year.
He really was.
Yeah, it was great though. But yeah, totally. I mean, I don't know any non-benefit of doing this. Like I've really
No.
been racking my brain. I can't think of one single reason why you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a great opportunity, and the fact that it's virtual. Do it is what I'd encourage you to do. Are you going to do it this year, John? Or is anyone interested in doing it who's tuning in? I know we've got quite a lot of people on the feed, but everyone's been quite quiet.
Yeah. So
Amy just said that there are it always helps to have multiple options to get to the product. Tables can get quite busy. This year is going to be so interesting. Absolutely. And Hannah says, I'm new to the training, learning pieces of business. However, I love it. And I'm so eager to learn from the best in the industry. Oh, stop it. I can't put these ones up because they're all talking about me and you. It reminds me of hackathons or start weekend events I've attended, present, pitch, and vote. It's really been interesting, Modesty, because the events that are live are the huge ballrooms. I mean, is Learning Solutions the same? It's a huge
yes.
ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got these tables and everyone's walking around and you feel like there's nobody coming to your table. Like you're not quite aware because you're presenting and you're kind of turning like this. You don't know who's really behind you. You're trying to communicate it, and I just think that this is going to be a bit different. No, I'm not at the Cath Ellis level. John, for God's sake, what are you on? I don't even want to put these comments up. They're stupid.
But I mean, I do think that there is value in just getting your stuff out there. And if nothing else, it also gets your name out there. I mean, when I did Learning Solutions 2019, I was just getting into speaking at conferences. Like I said, it was my very first guild event. Nobody knew who I was. And I think that also made it just a little bit more special. I didn't kind of have some of that clout that I feel like maybe I may have a little bit more now, but it did make it feel a little bit more special. But Cath, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I will ever be in DemoFest again because I won and I can say I'm undefeated.
It was so funny. DemoFest this last year, this chap came up to me and he said, in 2000, he said, last year I applied for best onboarding and you won it. And this year I applied for best business solution and you've won it. And he said, can you just please contact me and let me know what you're doing next year so I'm not going to apply for the same category? I was like, dude, I'm not going to I'm not going to apply, you know? So I was like, oh no. Look, yeah, it's absolutely great. Great feeling to win these awards. And I think even more than any other type of award that's being reviewed, you know, the awards that you have to pay for. And you know, I've done pretty well with awards myself, but I think this one, knowing that your peers, knowing that learning designers who are just like you, walking around, are voting means so much. You know, that's the most valuable thing. What else was I going to say? What about a student or someone who's maybe done like a pro bono piece of work that's gone out to a business? They could even submit that as long as it's been used and you can talk about what do you think?
Yeah, no, when you were gone, I guess dealing with the dogs, I encourage students to submit because, you know, there is a student category. And if I'm correct in remembering, I don't think a lot of people submit in that category. So I'm just saying, you're a student, you might as well get your work out there. And how cool would it be to be in a program and then already say that you're award winning? And
That's
legit, like,
absolutely right.
I mean, that is going to be a boost to you if you decide to go off on your own and, want to do freelance and can say, listen, I've won awards. Here's some of the awards that I've won. Or it can also be that extra little oomph to help you get a job over somebody else. So if you are
Absolutely.
serious about really leveling up your game and you want to be a practitioner, do it. I mean, I think that it really can help boost you.
Yeah. So as long as you fall in these categories that they have defined, you know, either a vendor or a non-vendor, and it's something that has been rolled out, it has been used, don't over real recognizes real, John has said. Um, to be honest, if you've implemented something, no matter what it is, no matter how big or small, just submit it. Can people submit multiple things, or is it just one that
I
they
think you
can
can
submit?
submit multiple things. So if I remember, okay, I know especially on the vendor side, you can submit multiple things. I'm sure non-vendor probably the same. I don't know if Brett's is still with us. Maybe he can answer that
Oh,
question.
he stepped away. He
No.
stepped away, but that's okay. Yeah, just look through the fine print, guys. I'm pretty sure that it's you can submit as many as you want. So just do it. Just do it. So you have got between now and the 30th of September. So you've got a week. It is a tiny form. You basically just need to get, you know, send it through, and then you've got until October 2nd. Files for the demonstration video will be accepted through to October 2nd. Yeah. So I think it's a missed opportunity. If you have got a ticket for DevLearn, yeah,
Do it.
do it. Are you excited about DevLearn this year?
Oh, I am. I'm very sad that it's not in person because last year was just so much fun, and I was
Yeah.
really looking forward to meeting back up with my friends. And then Jonathan Hill was actually going to come over from England this year, and I haven't got to meet him face to face yet. So yeah, I'm bummed, but I'm still excited about it.
So Mark said, no, DemoFest is limited to one entry per person. So what I mean by that, Mark, is if someone has a few ideas, can they submit a few ideas and they'll be accepted on one of them? Or is that it? They can just submit once and they're either chosen or not chosen. Hopefully he'll answer that in a minute.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm gutted as well because I love coming to DevLearn. It's certainly my favorite conference,
Mine
and
too.
just the vibe, the speakers, learn so much. There's so many opportunities, you know, so many different sessions that there's lots of things that I go, no, I'm not interested in that. But there's always too many options for each time frame that I'm like, yeah, I could definitely. There's not enough hours in the day, so yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. And what do you think about the lineup this year? You excited about it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I always feel like the guild picks the cream of the crop to speak at their events. So you're never disappointed with the lineup of speakers and the sessions. To Cass's point, often you have a hard time selecting which one to go to. So I'm doing a session with James McLucky talking about confessions of the front line. So it's kind of a riff off of something we talked about a couple years ago, the deadly sins of learning and development. So we're going to get a little bit dark. And then I'm also doing a session about how to build your first podcast with Joe Suarez. So I'm excited about both of those this year.
Cool. I'm teaching people how to build a glide app.
Love it.
Looking forward to that. Yeah. Well, I think we'll wrap this up. Unless we've got any more advice for them. I think to just summarize, guys, take a look at the web. If you've got a ticket for DevLearn, if you're thinking about going, do it. You're not going to be going to be disappointed. It's great. I don't know if they're going to be doing anything like an app like they did the last time, but we would have so much fun taking pictures to try and get points to try and buy merchandise. It was so funny. I think the t-shirt competition is due tomorrow. I just don't have enough time to do a t-shirt, but maybe I'll try and do one because that was fun last year doing the t-shirt. Yeah, so look, if you've got tickets, guys, submit. Find something that aligns to you. It's not about, am I going to be embarrassed if I don't win or anything like that. It's really about being able to show people how you do new things. And, you might have something that's just an absolute winner. Mark's just saying here, I say submit a couple, but no, only one can be chosen for DemoFest. We know that, Mark, because there's only one of us to present it. So he says there will be an app, a 2-screen experience at the DDX. Wow.
Nice. Very cool.
Can't wait, Mark. Can't wait.
I will actually just dovetail off of what you said, Cath. And if you're watching this or watching the replay and you're really still on the fence and you're like, can somebody just look at this and make sure?
Yeah.
I will be that person. So slide in,
Yeah.
send me a message. Happy to help you with that, talk through it. I can't guarantee anything, but if you just need a second set of eyes to look at it, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, and I'm the same. Would be happy to do it. Mark's the man as well, who you can reach out to at the eLearning Guild. And he's available on LinkedIn as well. So you can always reach out to him if you've got questions like we did. I'm glad that Mark came. So yeah, I just think it's great. And I think there can't be anything better than your peers voting on solutions, and the amount of learning that happens, even if you're not going to DDX this year, sign up for the Learning Guild, become a member, watch some of these videos. Like Mark said, it's free. They've got a free level of membership, and you'll just learn so much. Mark's giving his email, programs@learningguild.com. Happy to answer any questions. So if you need anything from us, you can reach out to us, put questions in the YouTube, or if you're on LinkedIn, or we've got Periscope. We're kind of all over the place. We're on Facebook Live as well right now. So I didn't tell you that, did I? I'd have to pay you more to be here, Cara. So if you've got any questions, put them in. We'll be checking all of the social channels and we'll be answering your questions. But I hope this was helpful. Cara, as always, I just adore you so much. And I'm sorry that I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to see you this year, but hopefully in the following year, this craziness pandemic will be over.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to, I was thinking about this for the month of November and December. I want to like share one L&D selfie a day to get me through the rest of this year because I miss seeing people so bad. So of course I have our picture, so probably going to come into LinkedIn soon. So
Sounds good. I have to say that my wife is having a full-on meltdown right now that we have not been on holiday since January, and we were looking forward to this so much. So yeah, we're gutted. We're going to have to find our own kind of way of you know treating ourselves. I don't know if you're crazy about going away on holiday. I am. I love it. So
no, we had to cancel a Disney trip. We were going to go to Disney and we decided to cancel it. So yeah,
yeah,
we're sad too.
yeah. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. It was brilliant. We've had loads of people watching, and I just and you've all been very quiet. So I hope you're taking it in and you're enjoying it. Do it, apply, and see how you go. And we'll check out your sessions, that's for sure, and vote for you guys as well.
Yep.
All
Good
right,
luck, everybody. Do it. Just do it.
do it. You won't regret it. You'll have a lot of fun. All right. Ask your questions. I will see you again in the next episode. Cheers, guys. Bye.